Whoa, it's late! The kind of late where even the shadows have opinions. You're not sleeping, neither am I, because somewhere between the clickbait headlines and the lukewarm outrage loops, something crawled out of the cracks and whispered a truth most people still aren't ready to hear. You feel it, don't you? The illusion of sides, the painted war, the pantomime fistfight between red and blue, where the blood is real but the beef is scripted. You can't say it out loud without getting tackled by algorithms or dogpiled by strangers with tribal flags on their bios, but I'll say it here in the bunker, because here there's no party, no allegiance, just the hum of the last broken transmitter and the truth leaking through a flickering signal. Left, right, same beast, different mask. The world didn't split down the middle, it was sliced into teams, sliced into echo chambers, color-coded cages built to make you scream at your neighbor instead of the architect. You think your politics are personal? They were purchased, tested in A/B format, delivered in digestible dopamine loops, sculpted by the same PR firms that write both party slogans and deodorant jingles. Do you think the right is fighting the left? No, they're both dancing to the same silence. A silence paid for by defense contracts, social contracts, and the invisible ones you never signed but live under anyway. The only real conflict is between those who see the script and those still acting it out. You ever try to talk about fluoride levels or frequency manipulation or the soft war being waged through children's cartoons, only to get drowned out by some NPC parroting, "Sounds like a right-wing talking point"? You mention the gutting of privacy law and someone yells, "Liberal propaganda!" What the hell are we even defending anymore? You want to know how you know you're being played? Take any complex, nuanced, terrifying issue, then watch it get shoved into a two-sided food fight. Surveillance? Left says it's safety. Right says it's control. Both funded. War? Right says bomb them for freedom. Left says drone them for democracy. Same smoke, same profit. You know, they manufacture the divide. They curate it. They monetize it. Every outrage cycle is just a ping on the dashboard, a trend line to be optimized. Every time you tweet, yell, scream, sob over some left versus right circus act, they mark it as engagement. They feed it into the machine and adjust it accordingly. You're not arguing, you're training the algorithm. And the worst part, you feel like you're right. You feel like you're resisting, but your resistance has been anticipated, formatted, and integrated. You think you're pushing back, but you're pulling the lever they already installed. You think you're fighting the system, but the system is the fight. What if I told you the entire spectrum was fake? That there is no left, there is no right, there's just user segmentation, there's just demographic sorting, there's just optics, just enough illusion to make you feel seen while they rob you blind with the other hand. They gave you a color, a chant, a villain. They told you, that's the enemy, hate them, be loud. Meanwhile, bankers cut both checks, defense firms write both platforms, lobbyists sleep in both beds, and your data, your rage, it's sold to whoever's buying. Because the real war isn't about red or blue. It's not about the Supreme Court. It's not about guns or masks or bathrooms or flags. The real war is for your soul's operating system. And right now, it's infected. What happens when you try to step out of the fight? What happens when you say, "No thanks, I'm not red, I'm not blue, I'm something else"? I'll tell you what happens. Both sides shoot. You become a threat to the illusion, an anomaly in the dataset, an uncooperative variable. You ever noticed how neither side allows neutrality anymore? You must declare. You must engage. You must perform your outrage for the invisible audience. Try being quiet in a room of screamers. They'll say you're weak. Try asking why you're screaming. They'll say you're betrayed your own. Try being curious and they'll crucify you for not knowing the password. We are no longer debating beliefs. We are executing scripts. And those scripts were written in bloodless rooms under cold lights by people who don't believe in anything but metrics. They wrote your heroes. They wrote your enemies. and they wrote your part in the story. And now, you've been performing it for so long, you think it's you. You ever think the reason it's so hard to talk about real conspiracies now is because every channel's been hijacked by political tribalism? You try to talk about atmospheric memory imprinting, they pivot to immigration. You try to mention corporate occultism, they ask if you voted. You say the machines are learning from our rage, they laugh and say, that's a conservative take. No, you dense meat puppet, it's not conservative, it's not liberal, it's just happening. But you've been trained to categorize every input into your party's filter. You've been programmed to only hear truth when it's draped in your team's flag. So real danger gets discarded. Real signals ignored. And the ones who scream loudest about truth are usually just marketing departments in a human suit. The left thinks the right is asleep. The right thinks the left is insane. And both are dancing on a burning platform while the architects take bets on who screams first. You didn't choose a side. You were assigned one. You didn't find your beliefs. They were delivered. You're not free. You're formatted. I'm FocusDan. This is Midnight Transmission.